this in English?
A little bit, yes.
I have 2 crimes I want to report. It's 2 crimes.
Yes, okay.
One of them is a little awkward because one of them pretended to be a police officer. I don't know whether this woman was a police officer or not. The first one, I was attacked by 3 youths. The second one, both of them were from the Deutschbahn from Cologne, from Bonn to Cologne, number 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it was April 3rd, April 5th. I've been postponing the one about the police officer in case she is a police officer, but what actually happened on that day was very bad. Basically, I was on the train from Bonn to Cologne. There was 2, 3 women throwing my bags on the floor. I said, would you stop it?
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. They kept doing it. Why don't you fuck off back to America? I said, I'm not American, I'm Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept going on, and I said, what the hell's wrong with you? And out of nowhere, this woman, I took a picture of her,
Mm-hmm.
appeared saying, I'm a police officer, but she flipped this card so quickly, I couldn't see nothing. And she's like, you know what, why don't you just get the fuck out of Germany, blah, blah, blah. And the way she was behaving was well, I would hope it would not be a German officer police-like. And then when I got out at the Cologne Hauptbahnhof, she followed me out and is like on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
And some of my stuff went missing, and it was those 2, like April 3rd, April 5th. I didn't take a picture of the 3 youths, but I can describe them. And it was both on the same train. And the number 16 from Bonn to Cologne.
Mm-hmm.
So the one about the woman police officer, I've been postponing honestly because I don't really want to come in the police station and complain about a police officer, but it was horrific.
Okay. Try a little slower. I don't know what exactly has happened. They have stolen something, or
The youths, yes. So basically, I'm an IT manager,
Yes.
computer in Germany.
okay?
I have 4 Großarbeitsgericht legal battles. A lot of Geld.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Geld. So these 3 youths, 2 German and I think 1 Arabic, kept doing this to me. And I'm like, I don't know you. And then they were trying to hit me, trying to get in my bag. I'm like, and I actually got out the train, and I'm like, what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like ready to fight. And I said, forget it. And I jumped on the next train.
Okay.
2 days later, I'm very tired. Sehr müde. I have my head against the window of the Deutschbahn. These 2 women, aged about 40, 50, start throwing my bags on the floor. I'm like, what are you doing? This is Germany. I said, yes, I know. Kept doing it. I'm like, stop fucking. And I started to get angry. I'm like, stop doing it. What's your problem? Move, sit somewhere else. And then from nowhere, so I'm sat this way, the 2 women are here, and this woman comes from right behind and goes, I'm a German police officer, you can't behave like this to Germans. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, they threw my bags on the floor. And then she was going on and on and on. If you don't like Germany, fuck off out of Germany. And it's just not something I would expect a German police officer to say. But she flashed this badge so quickly, I don't know whether it was real or not. But the problem is, she then followed me for like the next 20 minutes to the point I had to like get out. But I took a picture of her
Okay.
because if she is a police officer, that is like ridiculous.
Uh-huh. But you don't know if these persons are police officers.
I don't know because she flashed the badge so quickly, and I look, and then she put it back in her pocket, and I'm like,
Okay.
and I was talking to her, are you a police officer or not? But she was like, get out of Germany, fuck off out of Germany, go home. But like throwing my stuff all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that kind of scenario, because of my 4 legal cases, is becoming worse and worse and worse. I'm getting attacks like that more and more frequently, so that's why I came to the police station, because I want to report it. Because if something bad happens to me, I want to officially report, okay, these things have been happening.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the city where I'm staying now, I had a similar attack yesterday from someone I've never met before.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, as I'm stabilizing and about to get my money, the attacks seem to get worse. So these 3 youths, I've never met them before. These three women, one claiming to be a police officer, I never met them. And again yesterday, and two on the Deutschbahn and one in the city I'm staying. And I have to start logging this because it's becoming too much.
Mm. And this were two different groups of person.
They're not related.
And two different dates.
Yes.
Okay. And they don't have stolen something, but they have
the first group tried to. The first group, the three youths,
yes,
tried to get in my bag because they kept doing this, and I stopped them, and then that's when they wanted to fight. The second group, the three, were literally trying to. It was really weird. They were trying to. I don't know if they were feminists or something, but they were like, "This is a woman's country. You can't do this in Germany." I'm like, I'm just sitting here, and what happened is my head was like this against the window, and someone went like that with a baseball bat. And I said, if you are a police officer, why don't you do something to these people? I'm just sat here. I'm not doing nothing. So, as I'm about to get ready to get my money back from AOK, Commerzbank, Sky Deutschland, SAP, the attacks are becoming worse. So, if this person claimed to be a police officer, I quickly took a picture. So I have a picture of her, so you can tell whether she is or she's not. But, I mean, I'm starting to get worried now because I need to report it.
Yes, okay. When the first...
April 3rd, April 5th.
Okay. Two times, 4th and the 5th.
So April 3rd was the three guys, and I actually physically got off the train and said, "What's your problem? Like, I don't know you, leave me alone." And they're like, they actually went like this. And the problem is because my court cases are worth a lot of money, I don't know if information has got out, my face has got out, people are paying people to harass me, I don't know. The worst one was that woman police officer. I don't know whether she was or not, but if she was, man, it was bad, really bad.
Okay.
So I can show you a picture of her. The other three youths, I can't show you a picture, but I can describe the station.
Okay.
Both on the same train, different days. Bonn to Cologne, number 16.
Okay. Do you have a passport?
Yes, it's in. Can I go out? See, these are my lawyers to get my money back from my geld, right? So.
The money is...
because I worked for them, and they didn't pay me the money, so now I have to go to the Arbeitsgericht to get the money, and now I'm kind of under attack. I have dual nationality. But the reason I want to report it is, if something bad happens to me, I want it officially recorded that I came to the police and I told you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I try to.
I'll speak slowly.
Write it down. Wie machen wir das jetzt? Wie kriege ich das raus? Mal gucken.
One thing I would say is, the reason I was in Bonn is because I went around all the ministries, BaFin, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Transport, the Interior Ministry, to say, you have to stop this. Like, I've done nothing to Germany. These legal cases are causing me a big, big problem. I'm under attack. And the reason I chose this small office is because, one, I'm reporting a police officer to another police officer. You have to be careful. And secondly, if I don't report this and something happens to me, then I have to do something. Really. And I'm going to tell my lawyers as well, because now it's getting too much.
Okay. I try to write something down. Okay, when was the first?
April 3rd.
April 3rd. 3., 4., 18. Do you know at which time it was?
It would have been around 4 p.m.
16 Uhr.
Mm-hmm.
And in the train from Bonn to Cologne, the number 16?
Yes.
So, and at this date, the three persons try to get...
Well, look, I was sat facing this way, and they keep staring at me,
Yes.
and eventually I say, "What's the problem?"
Yes.
And then they try to attack me, and I tried to defend myself, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then they go for my bag,
Okay.
and then I tried to defend my bag, and I kept saying, like, they must have been like between 17 to 19.
Okay. They try to get your
Yes.
Yes.
But they kept doing this signal, this
Okay.
signal, and then this. And I'm like, really? A 17, 19-year-old is coming after me making a death threat?
Yeah.
So two German and one Arabic.
Okay. Okay. And they try to get your bag, or they have get your bag?
No, well, the thing is, my stuff fell all over the floor, so I'm trying to pick it up, but because I'm pissed off now, but by the amount of attacks, it's too much. And the thing is, I never know where the attack is coming from, so it was a stupid thing to do, but I got off the train and I confronted them, and I'm like, "What's your fucking problem? I don't know you. Leave me alone." And the Arabic guy, to be honest with you, it was the two German guys trying to hold the Arabic guy back, and he kept doing the death signal. And he like dropped his phone and is like pretending he wants to fight. I'm like, really? So I just said, you know what? Go home. And the thing is, the stop that we got off, there's a bridge. So when you get off, you go up the stairs and there's a bridge straight across. So it's almost just before you get to Cologne. And they kept doing this all the time. And even when I got on the next number 16, they waited. The bridge across the top, so the 16 goes one way and the 16 goes the other way. They were waiting, and I looked up, and even when I'm on the next train, they're still giving me death signals. I'm like, really?
Okay, but they, I asked,
Yeah.
They tried to get your things.
That's
your
what
bags.
started it, because I was on...
And they took, and you...
Yeah, so I'm sat like next to the window, right? And there's a person here, and then they're getting over, and I'm like, "Fuck you," and then it all started.
Yeah.
But the problem is, no one here in Germany tries to stop anything, eh? So I'm like, literally, something snapped in my mind. I'm like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. And I actually said,
Okay,
right.
Okay. I tried to, if is this a robbery? To try to a robbery? Or
I don't honestly think it was more of a robbery. It was more of a... The problem is this has now happened quite a few times. I'm talking 20, 30 times, right? A lot. From people that I don't know. So I'm relating it to my work problem, my Arbeit problem, because I never had that problem before. The problem with this is this was more of an attack than a robbery. But but the thing is, in my bag, I have evidence against my Arbeit. So they tried to grab the bag. I grabbed the bag back, and then they tried to physically fight me. So I have evidence that I carry around with me sometimes, like on USB, and that's how it started. I don't know these people. I mean, they must have been no more than 19, really,
and,
three of them.
Have you get injured?
Yeah, I mean, I hurt my arm, I hurt my shoulder, because we're kind of doing this outside the door.
Okay. And they, how to say this?
One of them looked like they were going to go for a weapon. One of them had like a jacket, and he went like this, and I'm like, what? And his friend said, no, 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 no. So I don't know if he was carrying something or not.
Okay.
So now it's getting really serious. So when I saw him go for a weapon, I said, no, okay, look, stop. Can I grab my other bag and water?
You can took it.
Yeah. My concern is if it just happened once, I'd be like, forget it. But I am getting it almost every other day now in different cities, so someone has got to have given information out because I don't know these people, but they know me. So I have a big problem. And the weird part is they keep telling me like to go back, fuck off back to America. I'm not American. That's the weird part. I don't have an American passport.
Hello. You speak English?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, what happened?
I have to say it again?
Yes.
Also wie gesagt, es geht darum, ich verstehe das so, dass er wahrscheinlich versucht wurde zu berauben, aber wenn ich es richtig verstanden habe, geht es eigentlich nicht um einen Raub, sondern er wird halt immer wieder attackiert, verbal und das geht ihm unheimlich auf den Keks. Aber ich muss das halt irgendwie in eine Anzeige reinbringen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can.
Yeah, but the problem is number 16, Bond to Cologne. I got attacked twice. But the thing is, I have 4 big legal cases. Commerzbank, SAP, Sky Deutschland, and AOK.
Yeah.
I now have 4 lawyers in Trier trying to get my money back because I basically had it all stolen in Munich. So I haven't lived in Munich for quite some time. That's where I was originally. So there was a lot of information on USBs, high-level information worth lots of money.
Okay.
I stayed with a couple of students who stole some of the USBs in the city I'm in, and I don't know what they've done with that information. But a whole lot of people seem to know who I am now. And on the train from Bonn to Cologne, on April 3rd and April 5th, I got attacked twice. 3 on April 3rd from 3 youths, 2 German, 1 Arabic. Were going for my bag, which has evidence. And then it turned into a bit of a fist fight. And they were like 17, 19. I'm like, how the hell do you know me? And they're like, fuck off back to America. I just told him, I'm not American.
Okay.
The second one, and this is the one I've been postponing because I'm reporting a police officer to another police officer, which can go ugly for me, right? So these 2 women kept throwing my bags on the ground, and they were like 40, 50. I'm like, what are you doing? This is Germany. I'm a female. If I say move, you need to move. I'm like, I was sat here first. And it just kind of got on, and I said, stop. If you want it, there was tons of seats. I'm like, why don't you sit there? What's the problem? And I was very tired, I had my head against the window, and someone smashed the baseball bat right against my head. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then I got pissed off. I'm like, why don't you move there? I'm sat here, and they threw my bags on the ground again, and then randomly this other woman came around, flashed what she said was a police badge, and was telling me to get the fuck out of Germany, leave Germany, no